Let us come to questions on electrostatics. First question is, two stiff non-conducting rods have length L each and have a small ball connected to their ends. Rods are placed parallel to each other and the balls are connected by two identical springs as shown. When each ball is given a charge Q, system stays in equilibrium. When it is in the shape of a square, natural relaxed length of each spring is L by 2. Find the constant. So this is the situation. Natural length of this spring is L. So L by 2 is the extension here. So let us take the situation like this. Force on the charges F and the spring force, because length of the side is L and natural length of the spring is L by 2. So extension is L by 2. F we can see that and that is F by 2 for equilibrium. The spring force must be F, this F plus F cos 45, F by 2 cos 45, because F1 is F by 2. So we'll have K L by 2 so K will be Q square by this is the required value of K. Now come to the next question. A fixed non-conducting smooth track is in the shape of a quarter circle of radius r in vertical plane. A small metal ball A is fixed at the bottom of the track. Another identical ball B, which is free to move, is placed in contact with the ball A. A charge Q is given to the ball A, which gets equally shared by the two balls. So the two balls will have Q by 2 each. Ball B gets repelled and ultimately comes to rest in its equilibrium position, where its radius vector, not sector, radius vector makes an angle theta with the vertical. Mass of the ball is m. Find charge Q that was given to the balls. So this is the situation. Here initial situation is shown. A and B were in contact. So they were given charge capital Q equally divided, Q by 2, Q by 2. So repulsion takes place. B is repelled. And the equilibrium position is such that this is making an angle theta. we can make the free body diagram here in this figure itself. Electrical force. mg normal if this is theta, this angle we can say is theta by 2, and if this is A and this is the new position of B, so AB dash we can write is this. So F q by 2 into q by 2. This distance is square, 4r square so mg will have a component, tangential component mg sin theta, and F also we can resolve this electrical repulsion force. One component in this direction and other component of F tangential to this. So if this angle is theta by 2, so this angle will be 90 minus theta by 2. 90. So this is 90 minus theta by 2. Then this is 90 minus theta by 2. So this component is F sine, and this component is F cos. So this is the situation in the free body diagram. And for equilibrium, F that is 1 by 4 pi sin 90 minus theta by 2 cos so this can be cancelled and q square into So Q this is the required value of Q for equilibrium. So come to the next question. A smooth fixed rod is inclined at an angle theta to the horizontal. At the bottom end of the rod there is a fixed charge Q. There is a bead of mass M having charge Q that can slide freely on the rod. The equilibrium separation of the bead from the fixed charge Q is x naught. Find the frequency of oscillation of the bead if it is displaced a little from its equilibrium position. So this is the situation. So electrical force will act like this, repulsion force. Mg will act like this. So mg cos theta, mg sin theta. So we can clearly see from the figure that for equilibrium electrical force must be equal to mg sin theta. So let us write in x naught is the separation. If charge is so unbalanced force will start acting, and that force can be written as mass into acceleration. Force, electrical force will become minus mg sin theta. So q by m into a and this can be written as this can be written as so these two terms can be cancelled from equation 1, they are equal. So So A will be so this is just like so motion is SHM and on comparison we can say that omega is first of all we have written this thing again, write A as this was minus 2QQ by 4 pi epsilon naught M x naught cube into x. We can write it like this, minus 2 mg sine theta by m x naught into x as q by so using this we have written. Again m will cancel, so it will be minus 2g now we can write that it is just like, and on comparison omega is so therefore f frequency omega by 2 pi, so 1 by 2 pi this is the required answer. Now come to example number 4. There is a long uniformly charged cylinder having a volume charge density of rho coulomb per meter cube. Radius of the cylinder is r. Find the electric field at a point at a distance x from the axis of the cylinder for following two cases, x less than r, x greater than r. What is the maximum field produced by the charge distribution at any point? So we can take this like this. For inside point, this is the cylinder. Consider a Gaussian surface which is cylindrical. Length is L, suppose. This is X. Electric field, so apply this. So this is rho this is for E charge enclosed, total charge. So E this is for outside pond. Now the cylinder described in A has long cylindrical cavity. The axis of cylindrical cavity is at a distance A from the axis of the charged cylinder. Find the electric field inside the cavity. This is the cavity. So this can be found using principle of superposition. From E will be 1 because of, suppose it is the complete cylinder, and we are using the expression obtained in the first part of the above question, rho x by 2 epsilon naught, so rho a by 2 epsilon naught. Then we have to subtract the field because of the removed portion. So this field will be in the opposite direction, so minus direction, so minus sign. So this will be 0, as for this x will be 0. Inside it is rho x by 2 epsilon naught. So this field x we will put 0. So this E will be, you can write it in the vector form also. The result will be this. Now come to this example number 6. An electron is projected horizontally into a uniform electric field produced between two oppositely charged parallel plates as shown. The charge density on both is this. So and separation between them is d. You have to assume that only electric force acts, and there is no field outside the plates. Initial velocity of the electron, and there is electron is u parallel to the plates along the line bisecting the gap. Length of the plate is 2l, and there is a screen perpendicular to them at a distance l. Find sigma if the electron hits the plate at the same height as the upper plate. Is there any other part? No. So you can see that field will be in this direction. And it will accelerate in this direction electron. This is 2l and l. So the path is this. So here the field ceases. So let this point, this is O, this is B, A, O, B, C, and this be P, and this point be Q, suppose. So A will be M, so this will be E sigma by, because field will be sigma by epsilon. So O to B, from O to B, suppose time taken T1. So this T1 will be 2L by U, and the horizontal component will be fixed, and Vy will be Ay into T, that is E sigma by M epsilon naught into this time 2L by U. So this is at B. So in the y direction it has traveled motion in vertical PB if half Ay T square, half E sigma by T square so this will be 2 E sigma L square M epsilon naught U square. Now consider journey from B to C. Time taken in the horizontal direction, distance traveled is L. So time will be what? L by U, because horizontal component of the velocity is constant. So Q into C, the vertical displacement. So this vertical component has also become constant because now no force is acting. Vy is E sigma M 2L by U and L by U. So this is 2 So we find PB and QC are equal, and also PB plus QC is nothing but D by 2. So this will become 4 E sigma L square so therefore sigma M D epsilon naught U square by 8 E L square. So this is the required value of the surface density of charge. So now the next question. Next question is, a particle is projected at a speed of projected at a speed of 40 meter per second in vertically upward direction in a place where exists a horizontal uniform electric field E naught. The specific charge is this. Find the time of projection when time after projection, when speed of the particle will be the least. Second is find the time after projection when displacement of the particle becomes perpendicular to its acceleration. Third is assuming that the particle has been projected from a great height and the field is present in large section region, what angle the velocity of the particle will make with the horizontal after a long time. So it is subjected to gravitational force as well as electrical force. So net acceleration will be vector sum of the two. So this is Ay equal to G. Ax Q by M is so x component is 4g by 3. So A 5g by 3. And if this angle is theta, four by 3. So it is a projectile like situation. So consider this direction x and y is perpendicular to the net acceleration A. Y is opposite to the net acceleration A and perpendicular to that as the x-axis. So x-axis is we are taking perpendicular to A and the velocity u is like this. This angle is theta, so it moves like this. So this is a projectile like situation. So part A of the question. T is uy by a, that is u cos theta by a. This is 40 cos theta by 5g by 3. So this is 40 into 3, 5 into 10 by 3 into 5, so 36 by 25 second. At this time, velocity is minimum. Now come to part B of the question. Part B of the question, 2t. This is 2 into, so this will be 72 by 25 second. This is of course at the point where the particle comes on the x-axis once again. So displacement of the particle will be perpendicular to the acceleration. Acceleration. So after this much time, it will happen like this. So displacement we can understand is the range, initial point to final point, and acceleration is along the y-axis, so both are perpendicular. So this is the required time, that is the time of flight is the answer. So third part of the question is velocity almost parallel to the acceleration. So alpha will be equal to tan inverse 3 by 4. So now come to this next question. Question is, a charged particle is having mass m projected in a uniform electric field with a kinetic energy k naught. After time t naught, it was observed that kinetic energy of the particle was k naught by 4 and its velocity was perpendicular to the field. So how much more time is required for the particle to regain its lost kinetic energy? Second is, write the impulse of the electric force acting on the particle between the 2 points where its kinetic energy is k naught. Neglect all other forces on the particle. So it is at T naught, so answer is T naught. B, impulse is equal to change in momentum. So this will be 2mu. So this will be 2 So this is the required impulse. Now come to the next question. A point charge q is placed at a distance x from the center of a conducting sphere of radius r less than x. So, how much charge will flow through the switch when it is closed to ground the sphere? Find the current through the switch S when charge q is moved towards the sphere with a velocity v. So first of all, when the switch is closed, it is grounded. So potential of the sphere will be equal to 0. So if q charge is coming through the switch, then q closing due to earthing potential of the sphere is 0, that is so capital Q will be minus QR upon X. So this is the required amount of charge that will flow to the sphere. Second part of the question. I we know is dq by dt. So minus dx by dt. So into V. This is the required current. So now a conductor is placed in a uniform external field. Sketch the equipotential surfaces. Conductor. So field lines is like this. So equipotential surfaces will be like this here. This will be the required equipotential lines pattern. Now come to the next question. Two concentric spherical shells having radius r and 2r. The outer shell is grounded and inner one is given a charge q. A small particle having mass m and charge minus q enters the outer shell through a small hole. The speed of the charge entering the shell was u and its inner line of motion was at a distance 2r from the center. Okay, 2r from the center. So question is, find the radius of curvature of the path of the particle immediately after it enters the shell. Find the speed with which the particle will hit the inner sphere. Assume that distribution of charge on the sphere do not change due to the presence of the charged particle. Okay. R 2R. This is given as root 2R. So this is small minus q entering and charge q given here, it will experience a force, electrical force like this, which will have a component, this angle theta and f cos theta in this direction. So we can write f part A by distance is 2r, 4r square. So at fx so for radius of curvature, so this is the required radius of curvature. So part B of the question is potential difference between two spheres minus from conservation of energy, we can write that half so half mv square is plus q v in minus v out. So this will be half plus, we just calculated, by 4 pi epsilon naught 2r. So V therefore will be u square plus this is the required velocity. Now A and B are two large identical thin metal plates placed parallel to each other at a small separation. Plate A is given a charge Q. First part, find the amount of charge on each of the two faces. Second, another identical plate C having charge 3Q is inserted between the plates A and B such that distance of C from B is twice the distance from A. Plates A and B is shorted using conducting wire. Find the charge on all 6 faces. So first situation and second situation. Third part of the situation described in 2, the plate A is grounded. Now write the charge on all 6 faces. So first part, so which is Q minus Q plus Q, Q minus Q. We know Q minus Q will be equal to Q. So Q will be equal to Q by 2. So final situation is like this. So this is the final situation. So come to the second part of the question. So one plate is inserted in between like this. So this is D, this is 2D. These two are sorted also. So let the charges 3Q is given to this. This is A, B. So 3Q, suppose X comes here So 3q minus x here. So minus x will be here and minus of 3q minus x is here, and let on the outer faces be y. They have to be equal. So sum of the charges on A and B must be equal to Q. So also VA is equal to VB. So VC minus VA must be equal to VC minus VB. That is E1 into D must be equal to E2 into 2D. So E1 x by and E2 so x equal to 2q. So we get the value of x and y. So final situation is like this. Two q minus 2q plus 2q, q minus q, 2q. So finally it will be like this. Now come to the third part. In this part, A and this is earthing is there. So due to the earthing, there will be no charge on the outer surfaces of A and B. So potential of A and B are equal. VA equal to VB equal to 0. So VC minus VA. So E1D. So x is equal to 2q. So final situation is like this. Minus 2q plus 2q, q minus q, 0, 0. Now come to the next question. A non-conducting shell of inner and outer radii r and 2r respectively has a charge q uniformly distributed in its volume. Find the electric potential at a point P at a distance r0 from the center such that r0 is greater than r less than 2r. That is somewhere in between the two. Okay. Consider x and charge is here. So charge enclosed in this region. This is our Gaussian surface. Charge enclosed will be q by so this is seven RQ. So electric field will be four pi epsilon naught x square into this will be the electric field potential difference. Suppose this point is P and this is the surface. So we can calculate Vp minus Vs. So Vp minus Vs will be equal to minus integral E dot dr S to P. That is how we do it. Electric field is like this. And our path of integration is S to P. That is, electric field and displacement are in opposite directions. Two R naught. So Vp minus Q by potential of the point S, that is at the surface. Is equal to integral so plus this is a constant, can be taken out, so it will be x square by 2 minus r cube x to the power minus 2, that is minus 2 by 2r to r naught. So this is q by plus 8r cube. So we can simplify it further, and this is the required potential, we can say. Now come to this question. Two concentric spherical shells have radii B and A. Write the capacitance of the system in following cases. Positive terminal of the battery is connected to the outer shell and its other terminal, and the inner shells are grounded. B. Positive terminal of the battery connected to the inner shell and negative terminal grounded. Third is a terminal of the battery is connected to the outer shell grounded. D is a terminal of the battery is connected to the other shell and the other terminal is grounded. So first case is this is A, B, battery, and so this is two capacitors in parallel. C1 is 4 pi epsilon naught AB by B minus A for the two plates, and then it is for the isolated outer plate. So this will be 4 pi. So next B part, it is like this. Like this. So they are connected in series. Now the third part. Here simply the outer one, and in this case also So this question, all capacitors in the network given below are identical with capacitance of each having 1 microfarad. Find the charge on the capacitor marked as C. So we can see that here we will have to solve. The two plates of this capacitor are connected directly to the terminals of the battery. You see, let us check. This, the left side plate, you can go like this. I am marking, putting an arrow. Connected to the positive terminal. Then from here connected directly to the negative terminal. So potential difference across this capacitor is 20 volt. So potential difference is 20 volt. So therefore Q is C into V is, this is the required answer. Only we have to examine the circuit. Now come to this question, that in the given circuit it is known that capacitor A has capacitance of 2 microfarad and carries a charge of 40 microcoulomb. Capacitor C has a capacitance of 6 microfarad and carries a charge of 180 microcoulomb. The positive plate of both has been indicated in the figure. Capacitance of B is 3 microfarad. Calculate the charge on B after the switch S is closed. After the switch S is closed. So this is the situation in the given situation. This is A, B and C. So charge on this is 40 microcoulomb plus minus. On this is 60 microcoulomb and on this is given signs 180. So this is A, B and C. So VA is 40 by 2 and VB also is the same. So VB is equal to VA. VB is equal to VAY connected in parallel. So this is, so QB is equal to now when the switch is closed. Circuit becomes like this. Two, 6, QA. So total charge (80 microcoulomb). So which is divided on 3 like this. This is to be shared by 3 as they are in parallel. So in the ratio of their capacitances, 2:3:6. So now 4 large identical metallic plates are placed as shown in the figure. Plate 2 is given a charge Q. All other plates are neutral. Now plate 1 and 4 are earthed. Area of the each plate is A. Find the charge appearing on the right side of plate 3 and find potential difference between the plates 1 and 2. This is the situation. So let the charge distribution be like this. Q is given to this. So suppose Q comes here, Q minus Q. So minus of Q minus Q. So minus Q plus Q minus Q, and outermost due to earthing 0. So fields here E1, E2 and E3 fields will be like this, and E1 will be equal to Q minus Q by E2 will be equal to Q by, and E3 will be equal to Q by. Okay, so V1 minus V4 will be equal to E3 into D plus E2 into 2D minus E1 into T. Minus E1 into T because here we are going in the direction of the field. Potential will decrease. But V1 equal to V4 equal to 0. So therefore E2 E3 plus therefore E3 plus 2E2 minus E1 equal to 0. So therefore Q plus 2Q minus Q minus Q will be equal to 0. So 4Q will be equal to Q. So Q will be equal to Q by 4. This is the required answer for the first part. So next part, second part, potential difference between 1 and 2. V will be E1 into D. This will be 3 by 4 Q by epsilon naught A into D, because charge is 3Q by 4. Question is, in the circuit shown in the figure, all the capacitors have capacitance C. Find the charge on capacitors marked as 1 and 2 when the battery of EMF V is connected across A and B. Find the equivalent capacitance across C and D marked in the figure. Find the equivalent capacitance between F and G. So, 3 parts in the question. You can carefully see that here lot of Wheatstone bridges are there. So part A. When a battery is connected between A and B, the circuit is balanced Wheatstone bridge with the inner network connected to and D receiving no charge. Therefore, charge on 1 and 2 equal to 0. Part B of the question. We can see from observation that EFGH will receive no charge because this is the middle arm of the balanced bridge. Therefore, equivalent capacitance is 2C. Third part is like this. This also is balanced bridge. So this removed. So now there are 9 2 microfarad capacitors, 2 1 microfarad capacitors and 1 4 microfarad capacitors in the circuit as shown in the figure. Identify a point in the circuit where potential is same as that of A. Identify another pair of points which are having the same potential. Calculate the charge supplied by the shell of the network of capacitors. So this is the circuit. It appears to be a two-dimensional circuit. So we can show the circuit like this. It is in fact a three-dimensional circuit. So this is the required circuit. We can see that there is path symmetry in this situation. So we can notice that VA is equal to VF. So this is the first part. This is F. And the other VD equal to VG. B part and charge supplied by the cell to the network. So for that, this circuit can be redrawn considering the points A and F are at the same potential, D and G at the same potential. So let us redraw. So equivalent will be 4 plus 26 by 5. So Q will be Q will be equal to 40 into 26 by 5, 40 volt. So this will be 208 microcoulomb. So question is, two solid conducting spheres of radii r1 and r2 are kept at a distance d apart. Two spheres are connected by the conducting wires and terminals of the battery. Find the electrostatic force between the two spheres. So two spheres will acquire plus Q and minus Q. So their potentials V1 so potential difference plus so charge capacitance is force between spheres Two identical long metal wires having radius A are held parallel to each other at a separation. Calculate the capacitance of the system per unit length. So let it be like this. So E will be, so V will be so potential on the surface, this is 2A of left wire log of d by A due to this integration, and potential on the surface of right wire V2 will be lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught log of A by D, negative. Potential difference lambda by pi log of d by A will be added. So capacitance per unit length pi epsilon naught So coming to this question, a particle of mass m and charge q enters the horizontally with speed v naught midway between the horizontal plates of a parallel plate capacitor. At time t equal to 0, separation between the plates is d and the starts getting charged by a constant current source. So plate area of the capacitor is A. Found that particle just misses to hit the lower plate. Assume that the plates are quite long and accelerating due to gravity g. Give a rough sketch of the path of the particle. Sketch of the and then find the constant current supplied by the source to the capacitor. Consider no magnetic force on the charge. So we can write that Q is equal to charge is current into time, charge on the capacitor. So therefore electric field between the plates will be I naught T by epsilon naught A. So F electrical force on in y direction. Fy this is F electrical, and force in y direction will be mg minus q t by, so ay. K into T we can write K so what will happen that particle initially experiences downward acceleration. After some time kt is greater than g, acceleration direction, hence path as shown below. This question is lower plate of capacitor is fixed on a horizontal insulating surface. The upper plate is suspended above it using an elastic cord of force constant K. The upper plate is negligible mass and area of each plate A when there is no charge on the plates. Equilibrium separation is D when potential difference is V applied between the plates. Calculate V as a function of X. Find the value of X for which V is maximum. Calculate this. See what happens V greater than this. Plot a graph. Shows the variation of. Okay. So A part. When separation is X. Third part of the question is, if V is greater than V max, system cannot remain in equilibrium. D part, we have to plot the graph. So graph will be appearing like this, X versus V. V max. Then one more question. Two identical metal plates, area A, mass M, kept separated by help of three insulating springs as shown. Equilibrium is D naught and force constant is K when constant voltage source having EMF V connected to the plate's equilibrium changes to T. Assume that lower plate is fixed, upper is free to move V in terms of the given upper plate. So this is the situation. So come to part A of the question. With no voltage source, mg is equal to F spring. With voltage source, F electrical is equal to spring force, that is half epsilon naught A by d square into V square is equal to 3K. So V will be equal to root over 6K d square d naught minus d by epsilon naught A. B part of the question on pressing change in the electrical force will be epsilon naught A V square by 2 d plus delta x square minus, so this will be so delta F electrical decreases and spring force increases. So we can write by d, so T will be this is the required answer.